notorious Trump ally, Lindsey Graham, facing an outcry and new calls for an investigation. This is, make no mistake, a bombshell scandal allegation. Georgia's Secretary of State, who's a Republican, saying that Senator Graham called him on the phone, pressuring him to explore how they might just throw out what were apparently valid and legal ballots that helped Joe Biden win the state.
Senator Graham applied for us to audit the envelopes and then throw out the ballots for counties who had the highest frequency error of signatures. He asked if the ballots could be matched back to the voters, and then I got the sense it implied that then you could throw those out. So it's just an implication that look hard and see how many ballots you could throw out.
Georgia's Secretary of State specifically laying out an allegation against Senator Graham. Now, today, a top aide to the secretary, who also is a Republican, saying he was also on the phone call. This is what legally would be called corroboration and backing up that very account.
What I heard was basically discussions about absentee ballots, and if there was a percentage of signatures that weren't really truly matching, is there some point where you could get to where you could say, if somebody went to a courtroom, could say, we'll throw out all these ballots because we have no way of knowing because the ballots are separated.
These are officials in this state who happen to be in the same party as Lindsey Graham, blowing the whistle on him. They're doing this in real time, contemporaneously, presumably because they want people to have the facts, and they're doing it in coordination so people understand exactly what they say happened.
Senator, can you clarify this conversation you had with the Secretary of State in Georgia? Did you or did you not ask him to throw out votes?
No, that's ridiculous. I talked to him about how you verify signatures. Right now, a single person verifies signatures, and I suggested as you go forward, can you change it to make sure that a bipartisan team verifies signatures, and if there's a dispute, come up with an appeal process. So he called, his staff called Saturday, trying to hook me up with a media outlet so I could say something nice about it. I thought it was a nice conversation.
Why is a senator from South Carolina calling the Secretary of State in Georgia anyway?
Because the future of the country hangs in the balance.
Does it though? I mean, it seems like it's pretty well...
It really does. Why do Democrats want to change the law in the COVID bill to change the way we vote nationally? I'm really worried about mail-in balloting. I'm worried about how you verify a signature. I am all over this. I am not backing off on asking questions about how to verify signatures or mail-in balloting, but I never suggested the Secretary of State to do anything inappropriate.
The allegation here is that a sitting Republican senator is basically pressuring officials to throw out legal ballots to get what he wants. We are going way beyond just Twitter or talk of claims that may help Donald Trump feel better, which guests on this program have criticized tonight, but which are, of course, things that any politician can choose to do. We are now in the scandal territory of an allegation of active involvement in the handling of or denial of votes.
Well, all I can, the president is contesting the election, and I would urge him to give intel briefings to Joe Biden. How much further to go, I don't know. We're going to be fine. At the end of the day, this thing will work itself out. It always has, and it will here. What I would like to focus on now is a relief package. I think we need more than $500 billion.
Well, there's nothing more important to the fabric of our democracy than the integrity of our free and fair elections to set the core of who we are in the United States of America as a democratic republic. One person, one vote. And it appears that Lindsey Graham may have crossed the line into illegality as part of an effort to rip away Joe Biden's victory in Georgia. And perhaps this is connected to a scheme to try to steal this election in other places. And it seems to me that there's got to be some accountability, some understanding of what took place, why it took place, and whether there was illegality that occurred. I'm not familiar with Georgia state law, but I presume that there will be folks who are going to look into this, not because Lindsey Graham is a Republican, but the reality is in America, no one is above the law. Presidents aren't above the law, governors, mayors aren't above the law, certainly members of the United States Senate. And this is out of control behavior, Ari. The Trump campaign's out of control. Rudolph Giuliani is out of control. Lindsey Graham is out of control. And what they seem to be suggesting to us is that it's just not going to stop. And perhaps the only way that it stops their efforts to poison our very democracy and rip us apart is if there's going to be some accountability. And I just think follow the facts, apply the law, be guided by the Constitution, and let the chips fall where they may.